Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Direwolves Den. If you showed up here expecting a D&D video, you should have looked at the timestamp in the little bottom corner of the YouTube thing. But you should still stick around if you're interested in our content because we have a few announcements to make. Luckily, none of them are our cancellation, which most of you were probably expecting. The really important new thing to talk about is instead of now releasing big chunks of Dungeons & Dragons, we're going to release like about half as long episodes, but we'll be releasing twice a week, so it's just as much content for our hungry and non-existent viewers.
Hi, I'm Alex. We'll be returning to Dungeons & Dragons in December with 2 spin-off adventures that will give a little more exploration into the world. After that, we'll be officially back in the Raven's Watch campaign by February 2nd, 2018. As for what those adventures entail, we can go back to Corey and Gemma.
So, first thing to cover is your main man, Mordrin, Frank, the man with the big curly hair and the fabulous glasses, will be taking us through a small adventure in Keforium back in Mordrin's time, when he had built up this little, nice, small, humble support of his god Moradin. And what Frank, I believe, is going to take us through is a little bit of what happens after his character got hung by the Dreadnought and how exactly the religion that he had built and the community that he built responded to that. But we also have something to tackle with Nadia, don't we, Gemma?
We absolutely do, Corey. So we're going to be going over in slightly more detail the circumstances surrounding how Nadia's husband was taken by the Thieves Guild to manipulate her into joining, and how she's attempting to take them down from the inside out.
So, just your basic understanding of kidnapping and manipulation.
Yeah.
Plus whatever I decide to throw in, especially that special, rich, wealthy benefactor who might not be as helpful as he seems. Of course, there will be a few of those, so you'll have to do some work at picking out which ones you can trust.
Looking forward to it.
Now, besides that, I figure I should give a quick rundown of the plot, and since you weren't here for a lot of it last season, I suppose this should be the end of your exposure for today until we say goodbye.
That sounds wonderful. I'll leave you to it.
All right, so basic rundown of the story so far. Party gets hired to assassinate a man named Austin Monstray by the Thieves Guild. Turns out he's a vampire. Vampire versus level 1 party. Vampire wins. However, party gets denied death at the gate to the underworld by the Raven Queen, who rules the underworld. She demands their service in return for their life, and they agree. So, party comes back to Luston, where they're from, and takes back the Temple of the Raven Queen in Luston, which is also called the Talon. Then, they settle a dispute between Raven Queen and the all-powerful Mephistopheles, siding with the Raven Queen and greatly angering Mephistopheles. After this, they side with the Thieves Guild, greatly angering the noble. You don't have a good track record with these things. After that, the thing that killed Frank's character in his past life shows up to terrorize the party because, come on, I'm the DM, what do you expect me to do? And after the Dreadnought shows up, a friendly face in the form of William Silver, who the party then proceeds to investigate as a serial killer, because it's always best to follow your gut, Alex. By the time the party finally follows up on that investigation of the serial killer, they get assaulted by the nobility at their Talon, and a close friend dies. As the funeral ends and the Raven Queen's rage begins to settle down, she sends the party to kill her prophet, Casman Lasmus, which is where we left off at the end of the last stream. Oh, also, Liam's character is an alcoholic religious zealot. Am I missing anything?
Racist.
Oh, racist. He's a racist alcoholic religious zealot. Thank you, Alex. And Frank's character is a grouchy old man. Alex's character just can't stand old people for some reason. So, ladies and gentlemen, sadly, shut up, Alex. So, ladies and gentlemen, sadly, we've come to the end of our small little trailer. But luckily for us and unluckily for you, we'll be back soon enough. So we'll see you next time on the Direwolves Den. You gotta shout it, folks.
I don't want to.
No.
A lady doesn't sweat, she glistens.
So we're done with that now?
Man, am I sparkly.
We're not gonna say man am I sparkling. We'll come up with something new for season 2. I promise, folks. By February, there will be a brand new thing that the players will use to make me want to jump into the camera with a bucket of water on my head. We'll see you next time. I think I'm good. I think that was perfect.
No, there was like 30 seconds just dead, nothing.
Yeah, he can cut out
Okay,
the dead
good.
space. He's editing these. Don't worry about it. Did you like it?
It's fine.
A woman doesn't sweat. She sparkles.
Glistens. I believe.
Glistens.
Glistens.
Man, am I sparkly.
Can we just like have like the end card for a little bit, and then I want to shoot one more thing. A woman doesn't sweat. She glistens.